After waking up and completing my morning routine, I perch onto the couch, idly flicking through the programs on television. I think Sayori has a therapy session today, though I'm unsure of the time. Probably best to find out what's going on. Is it a Sunday? Hey Sayori, what's up? You've got a session with Dr. Satoshi today, right? Satoshi. I just remember Ash. Since I watched the Japanese stuff of Pokemon. Hey, yeah I do, it's in an hour. Alright, want me to come with you? Actually, well I was kinda thinking that I should probably try going to one by myself. Really? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. But when you came with me before, it gave me the confidence to try and tackle these sessions by myself. The antidepressants have made it easier for me to think a bit clearer too. And I don't want to always rely on you when it comes to these sessions, so yeah, I'll see how this one goes. Glad that you're taking independence, Sayori. Very, very glad. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Just let me know if you change your mind, okay? I'm not doing anything today, so it wouldn't be a problem if I had to come to the clinic. Thanks, Midas, I'll remember that. I'll let you know how it goes. See ya. Alrighty. Mom's sitting nearby typing away on her laptop. It's kinda weird. What is? Not spending the day with Sayori. This is the first weekend since we started dating that I haven't spent with her. Hang on. Why exactly aren't you guys spending the day with each other? I thought you guys would be glued together. Oh, she has a therapy session today. Remember how I told you yesterday that she was considering going to the sessions alone? She just texted me to tell me that she's gonna do just that. That's excellent news. It sounds like she's doing really well. The fact that she's going alone is good for your relationship too. It's healthy to do things away from your partner. Is it? Very. God, that really shows how much I know. Yep, it's important to remember that even though you're together, you still have your own lives to live. I know it probably feels like you want to spend every moment with her, but it's good to have little breaks. Yeah, but I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Our mom's right here. We could probably, I don't know, ask her to play a video game with us. The joys of free time. Don't you have any homework to be getting on with? Nah, I did it on Friday. Wait, you were doing homework on a Friday evening? That doesn't sound like you at all. I remember how you always used to leave it for Sunday evening. Am I really talking to my son? And there was I, thinking you'd commend me for doing it so early. What a cruel world I live in. What about your video games? If I recall correctly, they're the reason why you leave your homework for the last minute. That's a good idea, actually. Problem is I don't know what to play. Mom rolls her eyes. Don't you have a whole library of games? Depends if you count DLC. DLC? Basically, it's short for downloadable content, which I'm really going to try and explain the nuances of video gaming to my mom. Never mind. Yeah, I'll go see what I can find. After spending a good 5 minutes of trying to decide which game to play, I eventually settled for Banjo-Kazooie. I had a lot of fun just watching Sayori play, so I figured it'd be a good choice. Man, Sayori got pretty far. I forgot how much he enjoys this game. Maybe I could lend it to her, given I don't really play it by myself. I have plenty of other titles on my computer to choose from, so it's not like I'd be strapped for choice. Might be worth bringing it up the next time I see her. After some time, Mom comes downstairs calling my name. You've got a text, Midas. From Sayori? No, from Yuri. You left your phone in the bathroom. First, Yuri, why? Second, why did you leave it in the bathroom? Oh, so that's where it was. Oops. I take the phone. Hello, Midas. Are you up to much today? Nah, not really. Just having a chill day, to be honest. I imagine it must be quite relaxing. I was curious. There's a pause. I can tell that she's working up the courage to ask me to do something with her. Well, I found another good book that I think you might enjoy. And I was wondering if you'd like to read it with me. I have a spare copy. I don't really know how to reply. I just told her that I was free, so I can't fall back to the classic homework excuse. I can't, sorry. Why? I forgot to tell you. Mom came home on Friday and she wants to spend time with me. I feel absolutely awful as I type that out. Yuri must suspect that something's amiss. I went from encouraging her to open up with me and spend time with me to suddenly rejecting her advances. My only hope is that she doesn't think it's because I don't like her or anything like that. Okay, I'm sorry to bother you then. I hope you have a nice catch-up. Thanks, Yuri. Really sorry again, you just seem to catch me at the bad time. She doesn't reply. I slide my phone back into my pocket and run through my face through my hands. Everything okay? That's a good question. I stand up, pulling on my coat. I'm gonna go for a walk. Need to clear my head. Okay? Mom looks surprised but doesn't press it. Wrap up warm. Okay, we're here again. And then suddenly we bump into Yuri, and that'll be the worst thing that could possibly happen. After settling down on the bench, I cast my eyes to the pond. A gentle cyan hue the pond possesses is pleasant to look at, but although it's soothing for the eyes, it does little for my racing mind. Maybe it's worth talking to Sayori how to deal with Yuri. Causing tension with Sayori is the last thing I want though, especially as it looks like she's making progress in therapy. And again, I don't exactly want to lose Yuri as a friend now, do I? It would be really awkward and unfortunate if any resentment was spread between the two girls. As my musings carry on, I hear a voice calling my name. No! Yuri, stay away, please. I want to think for a while. Midas? My head jerks up. I immediately recognize the owner of that voice. If it's the one who I hope it isn't, the following conversation is going to be very awkward. No. My fears are confirmed as a familiar strand of flowing purple locks make their way into my view. Hey Yuri. She looks around. Are you by yourself? Yeah? Why? I knew it. As soon as I speak, I realize the error I've just made. A hint of sadness and doubt flashes in Yuri's face. I thought that you were with your mother. Well, I'm screwed. Midas, why are you avoiding me? No. If you don't want to spend time with me, that's all you had to say. It wouldn't surprise me at all. No, Yuri, please, it's not like that. I do like you, and I do enjoy our time together. It's just, I run an aggravated hand through my hair. It's so frustrating not to being able to tell her the truth, especially when she sees this so differently. Just what, Midas? You can tell me if you'd rather I left you alone. While I'm trying to figure out what to say, Yuri presses forward. Is it me? No, it's you told me that I could come to you if I were feeling lonely. We're just saying that. What? You're just saying that. We're just saying that because it's what I wanted to hear. No, I meant that. It's just. I still do. It's just. It's complicated, Yuri, and I can't really tell you. That sounded absolutely pathetic. Yuri doesn't look impressed nor convinced. I'm sorry for bothering you, Midas. I truly am. It's probably for the best that I leave you to it then. As frustration flows through my body, she turns around to leave. Just what in the hell am I even meant to do anymore? Hi, Midas, can we talk? Don't worry, you haven't done anything wrong. Thank God. Are you sure about that, Sayori? Just finished the therapy session and needed some time to think about it. Wanted to get your thoughts as well, if that's okay. Sure thing. Can we meet at yours? Sounds good. Just give me 5 minutes to get home. Okay, see you then. I'm praying that she has some positive news. I'm not sure I could stand any more strife today. There's a note on the table for Mom. She's gone out to get some groceries. Well, that at least affords Sayori and I some privacy. Okay. I hear a knock on the door. I let Sayori in and we both take a seat. Hey Sayori, how'd your session go today? It was pretty helpful. The sessions were, on the whole, have been much more helpful than I thought they would be. Oh? Yeah. Recently, Dr. Satoshi has been helping me put things into perspective. I'm starting to realize that maybe things aren't as bad as they seem. He helped me see the progress I've made so far. Like coming to therapy? That's part of it. Coming to the sessions in the first place was a really big step. Something I would have even been able to do last year. For the past few sessions, he's been challenging me the depressive thinking I had. Or he's been challenging the depressive thinking that I had. And helping me to see the reality of things. That it's okay to ask for help. Sorry. And thanks to the antidepressants, I am able to see things a little more clearly. It's not exactly easy, and sometimes I get frustrated how slow the progress is. But they reminded me that we are making progress. Slow but steady, he said. And he praised me for having the courage to come to the sessions alone. I'm really proud of you for that. You're really doing well, Sayori. She smiles tentatively. And it's something I'm slowly coming to terms with. Obviously, we're not rainbows and butterflies just yet. But I'm not having nightmares as often. And my general mood these days is much better than it was before we started hanging out again. The powerful feeling of relief courses through my body, and it feels really rewarding beyond belief. Thank goodness. Just when I think everything was so bleak and we weren't getting anywhere. Anyway, so he suggested that I tell others about my depression. Yes! So that's the thing you wanted my input on. Yeah, but I don't know if I should tell them. Why not? Well, I'm kind of worried that it might change how the club feels. I don't want any special treatment or anything. And there's no telling how they might react. On the other hand, having to act all cheery all the time around them is so exhausting. And if you tell them, you wouldn't have to hide anything anymore. That would make life a lot easier. Being able to come to school and not worry about accidentally getting the mask slip. Yeah, I can see that there's a lot to think about and consider. For what it's worth though, I don't think it'll change the atmosphere of the club, to be honest. They're our friends, Sayori. And yeah, they might be a bit unsure how to react. But I didn't know how to react when you told me, but we're still friends, right? Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. I think it'd be a good idea too. But I'm not going to talk to you into anything. It's entirely your decision to make, and I'll respect whatever you pick. Okay, thanks, Midas. I'll think about it tonight and see how I feel tomorrow. Sounds good. She noticed the game's console lying on the floor in the controller by the sofa. Hey, hang on, you're playing without me. Guilty as charged. Sorry, I was bored. She heads toward the television and powers up the console. I hope you haven't gone too far. That was my save file, you meanie! Play it and find out. The door opens and Mom trails in carrying a bunch of bags. My goodness, Sayori. It's been so long. I know we spoke on the phone, but actually seeing you in person is a whole other story. It's really nice to see you too. They share a hug. Some people might find that weird, but to me it's perfectly normal. How is this weird? Like how? Mom always loved having Sayori over neighbor kids. She was almost like a daughter to her. Midas told me about the club that you invited him to. He says that your poems are amazing. You'll have to show them to me sometime. Well, they're not that good. I bet they're wonderful, Sayori. Anyway, I'll be fixing lunch for us, so please give me a shout if you need anything. That's okay. You don't need to make me food. Don't be silly, my dear. It's my treat. Don't you worry. You? Objecting free food? What have you done to Sayori? I know. Sayori opens her mouth to protest, but upon realizing she can't win this war on two fronts, she closes and pouts. Very funny. After completing my morning routine, I find myself waiting by Sayori's house. As much as I enjoy having Mom back, the only downside of having her around is that Sayori and I weren't able to spend the night together. On the flip side, Mom made me some yummy food to eat, so at least I've got something to look forward to at lunchtime. Sayori closes her front door and walks up to me with a smile on her face. Morning, Sayori. Good morning. She gives you a quick peck on the lips. I've been thinking about everything you've talked about last night. And she faces me with a look of determined resolution on her face. I'm going to let the others know. Yeah? They're my friends just like you, alright? I was thinking about all of the happy times we've shared as a club, both before and after you joined. The club has always been a place where I feel safe. Hanging out during Halloween, having loads of fun, sharing gifts at Christmas, seeing how thoughtful everyone was. It really hit me that I was thinking last night. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm with you all the way, Sayori. Let's do it! Ah, finally! Yay! Lunch couldn't come by any slower. I'm idly staring at the clock, marveling at how slowly the hands are moving. Although I can't help but feel a bit nervous. The situation between Yuri and I remains awkward, and I haven't told Sayori about what happened before she texted me. I just hope that everything is cleared up by now. Or by later, rather. I just hope Yuri will understand that when Sayori tells her what she's going through. She has always struck me as the understanding type, so I just hope she won't hold anything against me. Finally, the lunch bell rings. I'm the first one in the club. Not surprising given Sakura let us out a bit early. As I pull out my containers of food from my bag and settle down, Sayori and Natsuki walk in, chatting amongst themselves. Hey Sayori, I forgot to tell you Mom made you some food too. Here. I pushed a container of pre-made food toward her, causing her eyes to widen. Oh, she didn't have to. You know what my mom is like. And ready for me? The sarcasm in Natsuki's voice makes us laugh. There's a reason why Natsuki's a favorite Toki. All girl, best girl, but I think it's fairly obvious who I'm biased towards too. You're the chef, Natsuki. Do you really need it? She rolls her eyes and mutters something under her breath at my little quip. Meanwhile, Sayori wastes no time in digging into her food. Within seconds, almost half of it has disappeared. Please tell your mom this is very good. Swallow, then try again. Sorry. Please tell her that this is really good. She's the best chef I know. Natsuki bristles in her seat, causing Sayori to giggle. Second best, Natsuki, second best. Better. Monica enters the room, an apologetic look on her face. Sorry I'm late. We're just having lunch, Monica. It's not a club session or anything, you know? Where's Yuri? I saw her on my way here. She headed to the bar. No. No. Someone fetch her, please. She was headed to the bathroom, so she'll probably be here soon. Anyway, guys, I have something I want to tell you. Okay, we have to relax. Yuri is fine. Yuri is fine. I have something I want to tell you. Very funny, Natsuki. You're pregnant? Sayori goes bright red and I freeze. Monica quickly admonishes Natsuki, but I could have sworn I heard a laugh. Jeez, Natsuki, what do you think I am? Actually, don't answer that. Carry on, Sayori. Actually, I should probably wait until Yuri's here. Something tells me that this is important. You could say that. A few more minutes pass as we carry on eating. There's still no sign of Yuri. Someone please fetch her! Kinda weird that Yuri is taking this long, don't you think? Yeah, it is. Should I go and see if she's okay? Not a bad idea. Go, please! Sayori exits the room. Natsuki and Monica turn to me. So, this big reveal... Can we get a hint? Sorry, my lips are sealed. You're normally quite the joker, so this must be really something serious, huh? It's not really my place to say, that's all. Alright then, keep your secrets. Oh, and by the way, how was your Valentine's, Midas? Did you take her to the beehive? Sad to say we didn't. About that, it's a long story, but no, I didn't. My mom came home that weekend though, and I got to spend some time with her again. Did you take her to the restaurant instead? Yeah, totally. I proposed it to her as well. I roll my eyes. Yeah, I remember you said that a while ago that you live alone these days, right? Well, back before I got with Sayori. We had a good catch-up session. Told her about what life has been like for the past half a year. And it's been almost 6 months already. Time flies. Anyway, to answer your question, I guess Valentine's was pretty good. I mean, we dated our mom, so... That's pretty much not a bad thing to do. It's actually quite nice. Although not for the obvious reason. Mama's boy. I throw my hands up dramatically. Sayori said the same thing. I'm not a mama's boy, alright? Right, Monica? Sayori is spared from answering. Monica is spared from answering as Sayori comes back into the room looking where. No! I couldn't find the girl's toilets! How could you be Yuri? That's odd. Has she ever missed a lunchtime with us before? Don't think so. Internally, I'm beginning to worry. I hope I didn't make Yuri feel unwelcome at the club or anything. Anyway, what did you want to say, Sayori? The suspense is killing me. And you can't just tell Yuri when you see her. Okay. Well, there's no really easy way to put this. She looks at me and I shoot her a reassuring smile. It might come as a surprise to you guys, but she takes a deep breath. I've been struggling with depression for years. I know I really shouldn't be laughing, but whoever made this shop, the Monica expression really deserves praise. Back to the serious mood. The effect is instantaneous. From the look of shock on their faces, neither girl was expecting to hear that. Nat and Monty. What? You... But you always look so cheerful. It's just the way I learned to deal with it, I guess. I always want to make others be happy. So I made that my priority. Sayori had no idea. Neither did I. Jeez, this was just so... out of the blue? Both girls nod. They're clearly trying hard to process what they've just been told. Is this how I looked when Sayori told me all of those months ago? That's how I felt when I found out too. Never saw it coming, huh? I always really tried really hard to hide it. I've always struggled to accept other people's help. Having them worry about me used to be something I hated. I'm still not entirely comfortable with it, but thanks to Midas' support and the therapy I've been to, it helped me see that it's okay to talk to people about it. And you guys are my friends, so I figured it was only fair that you knew. At least now they understand. Silence fills upon the room. It's a tad bit awkward. Jeez, I don't know what to say. I'm glad that you're able to talk about it to us, but being honest with you, I don't really know much about mental health. Sayori laughs softly. It's fine, Natsuki. I know none of us are professionals. The only thing I want is that I don't want the atmosphere of the club to change or anything. I just want things to carry on as usual. No special treatment or anything. I don't think the club will change at all, Sayori. Don't worry. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I guess it was just an irrational thought, though. Well, I'm happy that you feel comfortable here with us, Sayori. That must have been difficult for you to admit, so kudos to you. Yeah, thanks, Monica, and you too, Natsuki. Wow, I see how it is. Laughter emanates throughout the room. Oh, well, you know I mean you too, Midas. She exhales slowly. It felt really good to let that out. Thanks, guys, for everything. For understanding, for putting up with me, for putting up with Midas. Nay! The lunch bell rings, cutting short our banter. Well, that went plenty well. Well, if you don't account for Yuri. Why this music? Finally, the end of the school day arrives. I wander over to Sayori's classroom. As she walks out of her classroom and greets me, I also spot Yuri, her eyes glued to the floor. At least they got to talk. I nudge Sayori and point to Yuri. There she is! Sayori, wait! But she's already walked up to her. I hasten after her. Hey, Yuri? Yuri jumps up, her hands almost immediately dart to her left arm. I knew it. We couldn't find you at lunch. Is everything alright? Yes, thanks for asking. Had some errands to attend to. Sorry for missing it. Nothing to apologize for, don't worry. Upon seeing me, the tension in the atmosphere multiplies tenfold. Sayori looks inquisitively at us both. Well, I must be going now, so I'll... Yuri, wait, we need to talk. And by we, I mean Sayori and I. There's something you need to know. So now you want to talk now, do you? When it suits you, Yuri, please, I'm really sorry about Sunday, but this is why I want to talk to you so we can clear everything up. What are you guys talking about? Let's just discuss this somewhere a little quieter, okay? Yuri still looks rather upset, although she gives me a curt nod and allows me to lead the way. Well, thank goodness we're at least about to talk. Thanks, Yuri, I really appreciate it. She doesn't say anything, sensing the gravity of the situation. I carry on. Look, there's no easy way of saying this. You mentioned it to Natsuki and Monica at lunch, and I didn't really know how to respond. I glance at Sayori, who gives me a nod. Okay, so we're the one to open this up to her now. Sayori has depression, Yuri, and it's something she's been struggling with for a while. Unlike the other two girls, Yuri doesn't react strongly. Her face does soften slightly. I had a shrewd suspicion that was the case, to be honest with you. Really? She exhales and closes her eyes for a few seconds. Yes. However, for obvious reasons, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't think anyone would be able to guess. Well, I suspected it after I put all of the little clues together. The fairy tale poem, the way you acted on the day you presented it, your Halloween poem. My suspicions were further aroused when Midas talked to me about the fight he had with you. I've seen people worry about their friends before, but he seemed especially concerned. When he started missing days off school, that's when the pieces all started to fall into place. She looks away. Can I ask you a question, Midas? One that I need an honest answer to. Of course you can, Yuri. When you told me that I could come to you if I was lonely, did you actually mean it? I did, yes. And Wait, hang on, guys. Is it just fear or am I missing something here? Well, you opened up about your problems, Sayori, so I guess it's fair for Yuri to tell hers. Sorry, yeah. I describe what happened over the weekend. Sayori's face goes from surprised to ashamed as we speak. So it wasn't that I was trying to avoid you or anything, Yuri. I do enjoy spending time with you. And like I said, you're a good friend. It's just... I glance at Sayori. I know that no matter how guilty I put this, or how gently I put this, Sayori's going to feel like she stopped me from hanging out with Yuri. I was really stupid, Yuri. It's not his fault, it's mine. She sighs. I was really jealous when I heard about you guys spending time with each other. And it was really wrong of me to feel that way. I was really selfish. The last thing that I wanted to do was to get in the way of the friendship between you two. I'm an awful friend. And I'm so sorry. A few tears streak down her face as she sniffles. I reach out to hug her, but Yuri beats. Aww. Thank goodness. Thank God. It's a touching moment, especially with the gentle, concerned look on Yuri's face. At least now Yuri understands. After a couple of moments, they break apart. Sayori? Her tone is tender, although I can hear an element of certainty in it. You're not an awful friend. You're one of the best friends that I've ever had. Please don't feel bad. I can only imagine how difficult depression is to deal with, and I don't blame you in the slightest for feeling that way you did. You have nothing to apologize for. For anything, it should be me. Oh, they're blaming each other now. At least that's a sign that they're okay. Of course not, Yuri. Yuri, loneliness is a horrible thing to live with, so I can totally understand why you reached out to Midas. Perhaps, but I was rather inconsiderate in how I didn't think about the impact it would have in you. Especially as I suspected you had depression. None of you are in the wrong here, guys. This whole fiasco happened over a miscommunication, that's all. I just wanted to clear everything up. Yuri, you've always been a really good friend for the both of us. And I'm really sorry that you felt like I was ignoring you. I just couldn't tell the truth because Sayori wasn't ready to tell you guys about your problems. It wasn't my call to make, although I can see why you saw it from a totally different perspective. So, everyone okay? We all share a smile, lightening the mood considerably. That's an understatement. Thank goodness it's okay now. Good stuff then, guys. Man, we're really an unapologetic bunch, aren't we? I think the word sorry has been said about 7 times. Sayori and Yuri laugh softly. Anyway, I think it's time to go. Yeah, I'll walk you home, Yuri. Please stop cutting to Yuri, please. Well, we did have this whole opening up session in the near ending, so I guess everything will be okay in the end too. But for now, thank goodness everything's okay between Yuri and Sayori. Before Yuri can open her mouth to interject, I chime in. And also, I still want to know which book it is that you wanted to read with me. No clowns this time, please! Are demons any better? No! Chicken. Come on. Let's go. Thank goodness. Man, I'm really glad that we sorted this whole situation with Yuri out. I was worried that I might have snowballed into something a lot worse, especially after she didn't show up at lunch. I just hope that's the very peak of what she can do, and I hope that she stops. Did I really make you feel like you couldn't see her, Midas? It's more on me for not communicating with you about that, I guess. Don't worry about it, seriously. It was pretty much a given that we have obstacles to overcome as a couple, right? And I'd say that all things considered, that went pretty well. I guess so. But please just tell me if this problem comes up again, okay? I hate thinking that I put you in such a difficult place. Will do. By the way, I was thinking that we should do something as a club again. You know, like we did for Halloween and Christmas. It's been almost 3 months since we did something together. What were you thinking? I was thinking that a picnic would be... Yes! It would be nice! I was thinking that a picnic would be nice. I wanted to do it earlier, but it's been really cold and I didn't really think that I was in the best place for it. Now that we're almost into March, I've noticed that it's getting fairly warm. Yeah? Run and buy the girls tomorrow at lunch. I'm sure they'd say yes. Yay! Remind me if I forget, okay? I'll do my best. And here comes Mom. We hear footsteps coming from the hallway and Mom trails in, laptop in hand. She smiles at us. Afternoon, you two. Good day at school? Nah, it wasn't good. It was a really great day. I grin at Sayori. You could say that. We told the other girls about Sayori's depression and they were really supportive and understanding about it. That's excellent news, sweetheart. Always nice when your friends are there for you. Unfortunately, I've got some bad news. We just got a new client and they're pretty pushy to say the least. I have to leave tomorrow morning. Aww. My pleas fell on deaf ears, sadly. Really? You've only been here for a few days. I know, sweetheart, I know. I wish I could stay for a little longer, but sadly it's out of my control. On the bright side, I'll make you guys a lot of food, so hopefully I won't have to hear about you have been eating chocolate for lunch. I have chocolate for dinner, thank you very much. Mom rolls her eyes. Quite a sarcastic comedian now, isn't he? Choose your side wisely, Sayori. I chuckle. It's always funny to put Sayori in an awkward situation, even if it was just a joke. There's probably going to be some nasty karma waiting for me one day, but all things considered, I'll take my chances and enjoy the teasing while I can. The rest of the evening passed by relatively uneventfully. After Sayori and I got on some homework, we helped Mom pack up for a flight. Well, it's an early flight tomorrow, so I'm going to head to bed for now. Sayori, it's lovely to see you again, and I hope to see you soon, okay? She embraces her. You too. Hopefully it won't be so long this time. Hopefully. Mom turns to me. I'll wake you up before I leave, don't worry. Alright, Mom. If you're turning in for the night, I'll walk Sayori home then. She nods, and Sayori waves cheerfully at her. As Sayori and I walk toward the front door, I whisper in her ear. As much as it sucks that she's leaving, having her around does mean that we can't spend the night together. Tomorrow show... Are you sleepy? Who made the rise like this, God? But tomorrow she'll be gone. The unexpected purr in her voice makes me shiver. Anyway, I'll see you at home. Let's get you home. Come on, Midas, wake up! What do you want, Sayori? I've already been woken up by Mom. Okay, so at least our mom was ineffective at trying to get us up. I have a Oh! Okay, I have a surprise for you! Well, that certainly rouses my suspicion and makes me sit up bleary-eyed. Does this surprise involve the house burning down and the fire brigade being called like the last one? I don't think so. No. Come on! Wait, what time is it? Still half asleep, I attempt to make out what my digital clock says. I don't think I've ever seen you up this early. Well, I had a really good night's sleep last night. Plus I set the alarm so I could wake up before you. Okay. That's dedication. Anyway, come downstairs. Okay, jeez, I'm coming. As I make my way downstairs, half expecting that Sayori has managed to blow something up, I'm hit by a— oh! She cooked for us! I'm hit by an aroma of food. It doesn't look or smell like the food that Mom left us either. I take a sniff. That smells really good. As the final vestiges of sleep leave me, I realize why Sayori is so excited. Hang on, Sayori. Did you make me breakfast? Yep. Aww. There are so many things that I'm impressed with here. That you actually got up before me, that the food you made is suitable for human to consume, or the fact you haven't already eaten it. I really tried, okay? I move forward to embrace her, planting a kiss on her forehead. I'm just messing, Sayori. Just look. This looks and smells great. You didn't have to do this for me though. Now we're the ones who's gonna say that to her. I wanted to. You know, to show how much you mean to me. Because I did a bit of thinking and I realized that I don't really do that enough. You don't have to worry about that at all. But I appreciate the gesture. It's really thoughtful. Besides, it's our picnic today, so I was already in the foodie mood. Foodie? Foodish? Is that even a word? As I tuck into the food in front of me, I'm once again struck by how damn captivating Sayori can be. She went through all the effort to wake up before me and cook me breakfast for a start, and now her nose is all squinched up thinking and trying to think of the right word. Damn, I really am the luckiest guy alive. The food is pretty good to boot as well. Wow, if the picnic food is as good as this, the other girls are in for a real treat. I didn't know how you could cook like this. Well, I got some pointers from Natsuki. I didn't make anything fancy, to be honest. I'm just an amateur. But she helped me work with what I have. Well, you guys did a really good job. Looks like Mom's fears of eating chocolate for dinner are unfounded, huh? Well, I didn't want to say it at the time, but having chocolate for a meal sounds pretty good if you ask me. Yeah, I figured you'd say that. I lean towards the last mini chocolate donut on the table, but as I do so, Sayori lightly smacks my hand away. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to get the last donut? What does it look like? That donut is mine, Midas. I grin. Oh, the game is on. Is that so? I don't see your name on it. And with that, I dart for the snack, managing to loop it around my finger, rather. Sayori jumps up and tries to pry it off me, but I'm too quick. As I quickly stand up and raise my finger, so that the donut is out of her reach. She jumps up to try and reclaim it, but my plan is Sayori-proof. Okay. I'm taken by surprise a bit. The pout on her face quickly changes into a devious grin, which to say the least puts me on edge. I think I've never seen this before. As she pushes forward her hands, aim for my sides. Well, we're doomed. I instantly realize what their counterattack is. Hey, they said that the official donut convention of 1949 that tickling is not allowed. It's outlawed. Sadly, my maid of convention and its rules go right over Sayori's head as her fingers mercilessly attack my sides, causing me to writhe and laugh. I attempt to back away from her, but Sayori can just be as fast when she wants to be. She pushes me against the wall as one of her hands carries on tickling me while the other is still reaching for the donut. In a desperate attempt, she reaches up on her tiptoes and plants a kiss finally on my lips, which totally takes me by surprise. Internally, I increase myself from falling for the ruse. She's done it before, so I should have seen it coming. Then again, it's pretty much impossible to resist a kiss from Sayori. Although, the kiss has a very different feel to it. There's a real sense of urgency I can feel coming from her. A feeling that's completely foreign. As she slowly gets off her tiptoes, I find myself consciously lowering myself down to my normal height. At this point, the donut is all but forgotten. I wrap my arms around Sayori's back and pull her close to me, savoring her taste and smell. Taste. Okay. She has me pinned against the wall with one of her hands on my wrist and the other one caresses my face. With my mother gone, we're home alone once more. As my thoughts wander over into a territory I haven't explored too much. Sayori slowly slides her tongue into my mouth. It catches me by surprise as this is the first time she's ever done it. I'm a little hesitant at first, but I quickly grow accustomed to it. If I had any suspicion that this kiss is unlike any we've shared in the past, this new development confirms that without a shadow of a doubt. Given how closely we're pressed together, I can feel her body heat along with something else. My mind is racing at a billion thoughts an hour! As the kiss deepens, Sayori moans slightly, which only adds to the allure of the situation. This is completely uncharted territory, and while I don't want the moment to end in the slightest, I have no clue what's going on. We eventually break apart, which neither of us knowing we're in a sudden mood that the fellas came from. I always love looking at Sayori's eyes after a kiss, and despite this being no exception, there's something new lurking at those beautiful blue eyes. I'm low ladies, man, but even I can read between the lines. My heart is beating just as hard as my thoughts are rearing. Sayori? Her voice is quiet as she replies. Yes, Midas? Are you sure you want to? Okay. Sad. The doorbell ringing sounds like it's coming from another reality. For a moment it was like I was totally oblivious to space and time entirely. We release each other as I let out a frustrated groan. What is it that the damn doorbell ruining everything? First when we were about to kiss and now when we were about to... Okay, let's not dwell too much on the end of that sentence. Damn, Sayori. Couldn't you told him at least like an hour later when you texted him? Sorry. Sayori opens it and waves it at who I presume are the other girls. Just a perfect day for a picnic. I checked the forecast for today and it couldn't be any better. Sunny, blue skies, and slight breeze. Maybe the warmest start to March we've had in a long time. It might as like the breakfast, Sayori. Okay, so confirmed. Natsuki didn't help Sayori. I did indeed. Sayori outdid herself. She learned from the best. Shame you can't cook modesty though. What was that? No burnt houses this time? I laugh as Sayori pouts. I don't think Yuri realizes that she's unwittingly taking a jab at Sayori. Thankfully not. I'm ready to go. Midas? Yeah? You realize that you're still in your pajamas, right? My face flushes red. What did the Sayori incident from earlier? It totally slipped with my mind. Give me a second. Sheesh, how could you forget? What were you doing anyway? An awkward silence suddenly springs up. I take that as my cue to head upstairs and get changed. One hasty change of clothes later and we're all on our way. Everyone seems to be in fairly high spirits, with a conversation flowing between all of us. Even though we typically spend most of our lunchtimes with one another, getting out, school, and doing something as the four is always really enjoyable, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be an as a 5. After all, Christmas was almost 3 months ago. Time really flies. How has March come about so soon? So, what's in the basket, Natsuki? Food, I imagine. Natsuki rolls her eyes, but Sayori giggles to herself. She's always had a soft spot for my sarcastic humor. And that's a real shame because I actually packed some lightsabers. There's a range of stuff. Sandwiches, bento boxes, soups, all sorts of stuff. You can fit that into one basket. Vegetarian options too, I hope. Psh, of course. What do you think I am, an amateur? Also, if it's not too daring, an addition, brought some wine. Oh, Yuri looks like a deer caught in the headlights. Monica, on the other hand, didn't even skip a beat. How did you know? Monica laughed softly. Come on, Yuri, didn't you think I was born yesterday? You tried to bring some at the Halloween party. Jeez, Yuri, are you secretly an alcoholic? That would be an interesting thing to look at for Yuri. Is there a mod where there's a drunk Yuri? Of course not. I just thought, well, there wouldn't be anything wrong with a little bit of wine in a social situation. A picnic is not one of them, I presume. Sorry, I should have learned my lesson by now. It's okay, Yuri. You know what? Okay. Okay. I want to try some too, actually. What happened to being the responsible club president? We're not exactly at school now. Oh ho ho! Okay, Monica. And I guess no one would find out either. We could all try some. What's the worst that can happen? You accidentally drink the whole bottle and start wobbling all over the place. You throw up on everyone here. Hey, it's not like your tolerance for alcohol is any higher than... Did we drink before? Oh, it is. The other girls look curiously at me. Is that so, Midas? So... It isn't you who's an alcoholic then? Yeah, I've had a drinking problem ever since I was born. At this point, sake is like tap water for me. You've got to help me, guys. My liver has filed for our divorce and my kidneys have just taken the kids. Your sense of humor is really weird. I actually thought that we were actually drinking. It's grown to me, to be honest. A bit too sarcastic for you initially. A little, yes. Well, they say that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, you know. You do know the person who said that it was being sarcastic, right? Before Monica can reply, Sayori pipes up. Look guys, we're close! Come on! A little while later, the picnic has begun. We found a nice clearing amongst the trees and settled down. Everyone seems content. It's such good food and nice weather, it's a given. Man, I have to admit it, Natsuki. Your food is on par with my mom's. That's really saying something. Out of curiosity, where did you learn to cook like this? Ha! About time you guys asked that. It's all self-taught, to be honest. There's some pretty awesome guides on the internet, so I got it from there. Could you teach us one day? Us? Yeah, Sayori and I. Mom goes on about how I should learn to cook food. Even Sayori is as bad as I am with food. I'm not exactly pressed for inspiration, now am I? Sayori cooked us breakfast, Midas. Sayori's bad with food? We glance in her direction. She's got her hand in the basket, trying to subtly take a cookie from the box. Upon realizing we're all staring at her, she quickly withdraws her hand, looking flustered. There was a spider. Yeah, there's a spider in the box, so I was just trying to eat it. Anyway, it's all gone now. I rest my case. Yuri smiles and sits back with her drink in hand. It's a little crazy to think about how the school year is almost over. Christmas didn't seem so long ago. Have you guys enjoyed the year though? Oh, most definitely. Expanding the club, spending Halloween with everyone, Christmas, and now this. I had the pleasure of spending many enjoyable moments with everyone here, and it's something I'm really grateful for. Me too, Yuri. This was the first time I had fun during Halloween or Christmas, and to think it all came from a little club where people could share poems. Eh, Monica? Of course! When I made the club, I had no idea where it would take us, to be honest. I had high hopes that I would be able to meet other people who enjoyed literature, but I didn't expect the little club to bond so well. I was pretty worried about how we'd all fare after the festival, though. My hopes were pretty shaky for the future of the club. But I was lucky that we managed to put it behind us and carry on, which I'm really grateful for. That's okay, Monica. I think we were all a little worried about the club atmosphere after that day, but deep down I knew it wouldn't let us down. I knew that we wouldn't let it get us down, sorry. And look, here we are. Sayori takes a bite of her sandwich. There's one thing this year has taught me, it's the importance of friendship. Sheesh, you guys are really getting over sentimental, you know that? How much have you even had to drink? Alcohol can make you really emotional? Amongst other things. Huh? Nothing. Come on, Natsuki. Don't tell me you haven't enjoyed your time at the club as well. I can tell that you've got a big heart hidden away behind that facade of yours. When did you graduate from psychology school? Hopefully in a few years, actually. Go on, then. Analyze me. What makes you think I have this big heart, huh? Natsuki's tone is challenging, but unlike previous instances where she tried to put me on the spot, I had my answer prepared. Well, let's see. Secret Santa for a start. Your gift for a year is pretty thoughtful, don't you think? Haha! We caught you! Yuri, Sayori, and Monica nod. You could have just got her a generic horror book, but no! You put some real thought into it. Okay, so you also really helped Sayori pick out a present for me. Plus you helped her make me breakfast. And you made us all the food for everyone here. So, checkmate. I grin at her, causing her to scowl. You'd make a really annoying psychologist. I'll interpret that as a meaning, I do my job then. A psychologist, huh? Yeah, this year has really opened my eyes to mental health, especially with Sayori. Mental health was never really something I paid much attention to, so it's like a whole new world has opened up for me. Sayori shifts over to me and slowly wraps her hand around mine. It's still strange for me to discuss her depression to the others. Not in a bad way, mind. Well, it's just something I've got to grow to get used to. You've got to grow to get used to, rather. Just don't start diagnosing everyone with millions of conditions, okay? I've heard that future psychology students love doing that. Can't make any promises. Oh, why is the music sad? An hour or so later has passed. By this point, most of the food has been eaten by this point, and I've taken under a tree with my legs pulled up sitting. A cozy, calm silence has descended upon the five of us. Sayori sitting in front of me and I have my hands gently massaging the back of her head. The other girls have been lying nearby. After reassuring Yuri that it was okay, she pulled out the bottle and shared the wine with us. I'm not a huge fan on the taste, and judging by Sayori's coughing and slight spluttering, neither was she. Given Natsuki looked like she just sucked on a lemon, it's safe to say that wine isn't one of her favorite drinks either. Granted, Yuri did say it's an acquired taste. Monica seemed like she enjoyed it though. And of course, Yuri was utterly unfazed, since she is the one who offered it in the first place. But I could understand Yuri's reaction. Monica's was a little surprising. Maybe it's just how different people react. I hope you're not drinking, Monica. I hope that's not a problem that you deal with. I can see alcohol's appeal though. I suppose if you drink in moderation and in social situations, it can be an effective way to promote a relaxed mood. As I'm thinking of something to say, Sayori speaks up. Monica? Are you going to run the club next year too? Well, I mean I'd like to, but next year is going to be even more stressful than this one, at least for me. What with those university exams? It would be a real shame if we didn't have the club to look forward to next year though. Yeah, that'd suck. Not that I mean to pressure you or anything. Monica laughs softly. Don't you guys worry about it. It's only natural that you're all feeling this way. Well, if my other commitments grow to be a little more demanding, I think a promotion could be in order. What do you mean? You mean... Yep. If I'm not around as much as I need be, then you can run the club next year, Sayori. Okay. You're an excellent vice president, although you'd have to work a little on your organization skills. Me? President? Hey, only if I can commit to it. Don't start feeding your inner megalomaniac just yet. Are you sure I'd be able to? Why don't you think you'd be a good president, Sayori? Yeah, for what it's worth, you wouldn't be half bad, you know? Yuri nods in agreement. You guys are just saying this to be nice. Not at all, Sayori. You said you didn't want any special treatment, remember? Yeah, thus I don't think it's even possible for Natsuki to give anyone special treatment. Thought I had a really big heart. Touché. I don't know, it's just... Well, you're really good at it, Monica. And like you said, my organization is pretty bad. Plenty of time to work on it, though. And besides, you've always been a really good people person. You're much more better than I am at dealing with conflict. Give yourself some credit, Sayori. That's what I've been telling her for the past few months. Welcome to my life. You guys really think I could run the club? We wouldn't be saying it if it weren't true. Yeah, I don't say what people want to hear. Sayori is silent for a moment. This must be overwhelming for her, especially given how she's hearing praise from all of us. Thanks, guys. That really means a lot. If it comes to it, I won't let you down, Monica. Glad to hear it. You know, we will all be friends. Or will we all be friends when we finish school? And we're all at university, miles away from each other? Sayori looks at everyone, wearing an expression that's a mix between hope and uncertainty. I'd certainly like to think so. Yes. Everyone here means a lot to me, and I wouldn't like to lose what we have. Couldn't agree more. When I first joined, I was a little surprised at how different everyone was. Not in terms of literature taste, but also personalities. Yet everyone was pretty much united over one goal, to share and enjoy poems together. I can't see that unity disappearing anytime soon. Yeah, and this club has always been a nice place where I could read my manga and enjoy it, knowing that people won't judge me for it. Natsuki's input surprises me a little. I never expected her to join in a rather sentimental mood, but hey, I'm definitely not complaining. It's funny you mention it, Natsuki, because Yuri feels the same way. The club's being somewhere she can be herself, free from judgment. For all I used to think you guys were polar opposites, you've actually got pretty large common ground. Both Yuri and Natsuki look surprised at Monica's insight. Now that Monica brought that up, I can see that her point is valid. Well, perhaps we're a little more alike than I ever thought, Natsuki. Kinda weird how that works now, isn't it? Aww. Natsuki grins at her and Yuri smiles tentatively back. Man, they've really come a long way since I first joined. See, this is the stuff I love seeing when we're all together. Everyone getting along and realizing how much they need each other. Jeez, Sayori, don't get ahead of yourself. Although, going back to your question, Sayori, truthfully, you can't predict the future. There's no telling what things would be like in 2 years' time. I'd like to think we'd still all be friends, but it's anyone's guess. Yeah, that's true. Hey, look at it this way. If our friendship has taught us anything, or taught me anything rather, it's that if people were destined to stay friends, life will find a way no matter what. So what if we're all at different universities all over the country? It's super easy to stay connected these days, you know? What with trains and all? Yuri nods in agreement. I think it's safe to say that we'll all be here for one another, right? There's a general murmur of agreement which warms my heart. You guys better not forget to visit me, you know. My apologies, Natsuki. We didn't mean for the conversation to exclude you. Natsuki waves away her apology. You don't have to say sorry for that, you dummy. It's a given that you guys would be talking about that stuff. Well, when I'm in my final year, you guys won't be here. I don't see why we couldn't visit you whenever we could, Natsuki. I'm sure we'd be able to. As Midas said, we're all rather connected. Plus, I imagine it would be nice to visit our homeroom teachers again. Natsuki's looking at the floor. She looks like she's struggling to say something. If I had to guess, it's probably some form of gratitude expression. She's never been great at that. Okay, good. Because, well, I know I haven't said it as much as you guys, but I've had a lot of fun this year with everyone here. So yeah, thanks guys. You especially, Monica. I know we kinda don't always agree and stuff, but you've always been a great president. Yeah, I agree with Natsuki. The club wouldn't be what it is without all the hard work you pour into it. Sorry for not saying how much I appreciate you any earlier. I've always been kinda bad with that. I suppose I'm guilty of the same thing. But now, feels like the best time to say it, I suppose. Thank you for everything. Couldn't agree more with the girls. Thanks to you, I was able to experience something I desperately needed this year. Friendship. And indirectly a girlfriend. So we have Monica to blame for all that mushy stuff between you and Sayori. I mean Sayori as well, but sure. We all share a laugh. That's okay. Better late than never, right? Aww. She laughs softly. It hasn't been easy to run or juggle against everything else going on in my life, but I can't say it's been 100% worth it. She picks up the wine bottle and pours a healthy measure in her glass. The bottle is 10, offered to everyone else, and we do the same. So, let's share a toast. Here's to another year of the Literature Club. Another year! Aww. We all clink the glasses together and take a sip. With the sun shining, the warm glow that the wine has ignited within me. The feel of Sayori in my arms and the content, relaxed atmosphere surrounding us. It's bliss, and I couldn't be any happier. I could agree. A little while later, the sun has started to set. A general air of drowsiness has started to creep in. We've started to make our way back home. I'm still in high spirits. Today has been such a good day. Well, I'll see everyone later. I really enjoyed today's Sayori. Thank you for suggesting it. That's okay. Yeah, it was nice. See you guys later. As everyone heads up, Yuri speaks up. I should probably get going as well. As Sayori and I move to join her, Yuri shakes her head. It's okay. You have already done so much for me. And after today, I think I'll be okay. So enjoy the rest of your evening, okay? I'll see you later. She smiles a warm smile at us and walks off. Aww. I'm glad she's feeling better. That makes two of us. I guess everyone realizes just how much the club means to them, huh? Yeah. Anyway, it's getting late. Should head back. As I settle down into bed, I feel myself slowly drift away into the dream world. At least I would, if Sayori didn't break the silence. Midas? If you're asking me for a favor which involves me having to physically move, then it's a no. Sorry. No. I was just going to ask. Are you doing anything tomorrow? Not to my knowledge, no. Why? No reason. It's immediately apparent that she's up to something. I'm too tired to push it though. So instead I just go along with whatever it is. Fair enough then. I need to sort some stuff tomorrow, so could you pick me up from my house at about 4? I narrow my eyes at her before realizing she can see in the dark. But why 4? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Sometimes you make absolutely no sense, but I've grown to not question it. Good night, Sayori. Good night. As my eyes open and slowly grow more awake, I'm suddenly aware of the warmth on my chest. Sayori has somehow managed to contort herself so that she's lying diagonally across my body with her head planted firmly on my upper body. I can feel the warmth of her breath through the fabric of my pajamas. Only Sayori could manage to fall asleep like this. Typical girl. I can't help but smile, and I gently stroke the back of her head. Her hair has always been so soft and pleasant to touch. As I move my hand toward my face and scratch an itch on my nose, Sayori suddenly mumbles. Put your hand back. In your hair? Sorry, I don't speak pillow. I'll take it as a yes, no. Feels really good. You're literally like a cat, you know that? Beautiful blue-eyed cat with lovely hair. Okay, that sounded a bit weird now, didn't it? Just a bit. She jerks up right as I poke her in the ribs. She's always been sensitive to that. Midas. I was so comfy. Sorry. I pull her towards me. Here, you can use me as a pillow again. She grumbles but settles down once more. You make a really good pillow. Thanks. I've been training my entire life in the Human Pillow Championships. I've only got 3rd place last time, so it's nice to know I'm doing better now. At this proximity, I can literally feel the vibrations of her laughter on my own skin. Stop making me laugh. I'm trying to sleep. I don't know, Sayori. If my pillow could make me laugh, I'd be mighty impressed. Maybe you should be a little more appreciative. Gosh, it's true to keep a girl from her beauty sleep, Midas. Why would you need beauty sleep? You're perfect the way you are. Okay, and even though I said it, I have to admit that was pretty smooth. Since when did you have such a charming side? About 4 seconds ago, apparently. Better late than never, right? Sayori yawns and stretches, sitting up once more. Even with her hair plastered all over her face and her eyes still riddled with sleep, I don't think it's possible for her to look bad. Something on my face? Just admire how beautiful you really are. I meant to reply to that by flailing, so that I get to further admire how cute you are. You're such a meanie. But I'm complimenting you. Would you rather I said you look like an ostrich or something? Well, ostriches are pretty cool. Okay, but people think I'm a weirdo for calling you my ostrich in public. I'm blaming you. She bursts out laughing. I kinda wanna see that now that you said it. I roll my eyes. You must be the only girl on the planet who'd be rather called an African flightless bird than the beautiful or cute. Yep. But don't forget, you chose me. Let's just go make breakfast. So, what's the mystery plan you've got lined up for today then? That? Well, I wanted to keep it a surprise. But you've already told me that you've got something planned. So it's kinda a giveaway in itself. Oops. Well, you still don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, we got a bit of time until we have to go. What should we do? Fancy watching anime? We've been playing games a lot recently. Figured it could be a nice change. I didn't really know any, but sure. Awesome. That was super confusing. Yeah, time travel plotlines can get pretty perplexing. I heard they're really hard to write well. Mostly because sometimes, I don't know, it can get really confusing, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how to explain it myself. This show pulls it off pretty well, though. Was it just me, or was it just me who thought that the red-haired girl kind of reminds you of Natsuki? Huh, I can see it. She glances at the clock. Oh, I need to go and get ready soon. You're preparing for this? Keeping it a secret? You haven't been abducted by the Yakuza now, have you? No, but that'll be no, it's not fun. Something tells me that Sayori doesn't know much about Japanese gangsters. By the way, you don't have any... We're gonna go to the Amber Beehive, I'm guessing. You don't have any dress shirts, do you? Yeah, I do. I think you look really nice if you wore one today. So, what you're saying is that wherever we're going has a smart dress code. She doesn't answer. Okay, that pretty much gives it away. I'll see you soon. She puts her plate away and heads out that door, leaving me to contemplate what she just said. I open my wardrobe and shift through my clothes. It's been a while since I've ever wore a dress shirt. It's not something I normally wear, but I can tell what Sayori was getting at. Guess it's kinda hard to tell me what to wear when the whole thing is meant to be a surprise. Still, I reckon this one will do nicely. I pack a hoodie in my backpack too, just in case. After freshening up, I stand in front of my mirror, nervously checking how I look. I get the feeling that we're going to some kind of restaurant. Although I can't imagine why. It's not like it's Valentine's Day or anything like that. Makes for some nice variety at least. Either way, I want to look nice. Well, it looks like it's time to meet her. After trying to smoothen my hair one more time, I head out. It's already afternoon. Sayori's already there by the time I arrive at her house. Ooh! Dang! Hey! Wow, Sayori, look like an ostrich? Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Midas. I'm glad you like it. You always look really nice, but this is something else. I agree. Earth to Midas? Sorry, someone's getting into the spirit of the day. She giggles and loops her hand with mine. I can smell her perfume, which only adds to the allure. You look really handsome, by the way. Like one of those fancy spies. Don't you overdo it. So, where are we going? You'll see. Here we are. We're standing in front of a fancy-looking restaurant. Looks like my hunch was correct. No way! What? This is the exact restaurant that was going to take you on Valentine's Day. Really? Yep. Did you get the recommendation from Monica by any chance? Sure I did. And I guess you did too. She nods, giggling. Wow, what are the chances? I guess we really do think alike. So that explains your dress and why you wanted me to wear a smart shirt. It all makes sense now. Sorry, it was really hard to tell you about the dress code while we're trying to keep the whole thing a secret. It must have sounded so awkward. Nah, I get your reasoning. Besides, I'm really hungry, so let's just get in. Dang! Okay! Monica wasn't wrong with the description of this place. The first thing I noticed is the warm, cozy atmosphere that radiates is accompanied by some pleasant jazz. Yeah, I'm a sucker for jazz. Sayori seems impressed as well, given how much she's gushing over how the restaurant looks. As the waiter comes over to tend to us, I make a mental note to thank Monica the next time I see her. We better bow down to her. Dang, this is nice. All of this stuff looks so tasty, although I don't know what half of it is. Then how do you know it's tasty? 6 cents! I didn't know that a movie about ghosts taught you about food. Not ghosts, silly. I know, I'm just messing with you. Are you gonna have the starter? I think I'll try the... I'm gonna try and pronounce this. Kawan mushi with shrimp. Wasn't aware that you like shrimp that much, but okay. It's not every day that I get to come here, so I figured it'd be a good idea to try something new. Not a bad idea, actually. I'll do the same. I think I'll go for the yakitori. So... You're probably wondering why I took you here today, right? It probably came across as kinda random. A little. I don't mind it though. When I was thinking about Valentine's Day, I felt kinda bad. I didn't want to do anything on that day just because I wasn't really feeling up for it. So I wanted to make it up for you. You didn't have to make anything up to me, Sayori. But I did! You were looking forward to spending your day with me and I just told you to leave me alone. There was the reason for that. I didn't want to force anything. And besides, it's not like you chose to have a bad day now, was it? Well, no, but... So don't worry about it. I'd much prefer that we'd have a nice romantic evening together where you felt in the mood for one. In the sweet jazz of the music. Sweet... like the jazz rendition of the main theme. Forcing one just because it was Valentine's Day is a pretty bad idea anyway. Anyway, the food here is great. Looks like Monica really knows her stuff, huh? The kamamushi is so tasty. You know, it might be worth learning how to cook it. Given how much you love food and how much I love seeing a smile on your face, it might be something I'll look into. You know, for the future. She blushes slightly. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about the future. Our future. I know it might sound a bit too early. Nah, it's pretty natural, right? I have those thoughts from time to time as well. Where do you think we'll be when we finish high school? Assuming you haven't got bored of me by then. Midas, I never get bored of you. Kidding. In reality, well, I like to think we'd still be together, you know? Yeah, we've been a couple for what, 2 months? But honestly, it feels a lot longer. Probably because we've known each other for so long, right? Let's take a bite of my food. It's really good. That's probably it. Yeah, I think we got really lucky in that respect. I read somewhere that the best relationships tend to form when two people are best friends before they start dating. Why do you think it is? Probably because they get to know each other really well before they get into a relationship, right? They know what their partner likes and dislikes, along what their hobbies are, their interests and values. And because friends argue, fall out and make up, each person would know how to handle the other when they fight. Which would be really useful when dating them, as it also gives them a long time for the feelings to grow. Nothing is rushed or anything. Sounds like you've given it some thought. I like to think about these things. It really helps you keep the peace. I never thought of that. You can't really keep people happy if you don't understand them, right? Yep. You're pretty perceptive and smart. I've always enjoyed seeing that side of you. Really? Well, let's take the incident where you forgot your gloves back in November. It was pretty clever. It was a pretty clever way to get me to hold your hands, and it worked. I don't know what it is without that crafty side of yours that's so alluring. Perhaps it's because I never know what's gonna strike. Or when it's going to strike next. So it always keeps me on my toes. There's always been much more to you than meets the eye, I guess. It's a bit devious, but I think it's kind of fun to play with people like that. Which is why it's all the more rewarding when I manage to get you back. We always try to one-up each other, something that stayed with us since childhood. And what I love the most is that our unique little in-joke. In-game? I don't know what the right wording would be. Yeah, definitely. I really enjoy it too. It's our own little thing that no one can ever take away from us. Precisely. Sayori pushes her empty plate away from her. Unlike many times before, she didn't just wolf down on her meal as fast as possible. Nor did she take a remarkably long amount of time to eat it. Looks like her appetite is a lot more consistent these days. Can I see the dessert menu? Only if you promise that you wouldn't buy the entire thing. Can't make that promise, sorry. I hand over the menu to her. Her eyes light up as she scans the options. How can you even fit any more food in? Your maid looked already filling. Dessert doesn't go on the stomach, Midas. It goes to the heart. That may be the dumbest yet most profound thing I've heard in a while. Oh, look, they have chocolate cake. And it comes with vanilla ice cream. And sprinkles. You know what? You've got me in the dessert mood now. Let's have two. After a while, we finish our meal and the waiter comes over with the bill. Ouch. Well, at least you get what you pay for here. As I pull out my wallet, Sayori intervenes. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm paying for the... There's no way I'm letting you pay for this alone, Maida. Yep. It's okay. Mom lent me some money. That's not the point, silly. You already do so much for me, so this time I want to give something back to you. Plus, in a date, I think it's pretty common knowledge these days that men and women are pretty much in equal standing when it comes to dates. Like, they have to pay equally. At least that's how I put it. I mean, as much as how gentleman I want to be, I think it's safe to say that Sayori, or any girl, if you do have a girlfriend rather, should, like, pay equally. But I don't want you to pay for the entire thing either. It's hardly ever cheap. Nuh-uh, not this time. I open my mouth to argue, but Sayori's resolution holds firm. Okay, if you insist. She smiles sweetly. I do. We pay the bill and stand up to leave. I'll find a way to slip some yen into her pocket when she isn't looking. Aww. Look at the stars, Midas. She's shivering. Not given really due to the temperature and the wind. The dress she's wearing probably doesn't help. Give her the hoodie! Luckily, I came prepared. I pull out the hoodie from my backpack. Standing behind her, I help her into it. Aww. Once I'm done, I hug her close to me and plant a kiss into her back of her neck. You might look beautiful, Sayori, but I have absolutely nothing on you. And thank you. For paying? It's nothing. I just didn't want... Not for that. Thank you for taking the chance on with me. For letting me back into your life and letting me help you. You keep talking about how much I've done for you, but I don't think I've told you how much you've done for me. You gave me something to look forward to each and every morning. Even on days when we didn't spend together. I'm getting tears again. No, just seeing you, if only for a minute, was enough to make my day any better. It's all thanks to you that I was introduced to the world of poetry. A club filled with friendship. I didn't realize just how badly I was missing friendship in my life until the fateful day. When you let me walk with you into school all those months ago. If it weren't for you, I would have probably spent my last 2 years of school alone, becoming more of a need by the day. You made such a positive change in my life, and I can't thank you enough for that. Midas, there's so much more than that. Seeing your eyes shine when you laugh, seeing your nose scrunch up when you're thinking about something, hearing you laugh reminiscing about the good old days. A day never goes by where I don't consider myself the luckiest guy on this planet. All because a girl this beautiful and as amazing as you considers me as her boyfriend. I don't know what to say. It's okay, Sayori. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted to let out what I felt about you, how much you mean to me, because you honestly are my world. I love hearing your laugh, seeing your smile, how you're a daily part of my life now, but most importantly, it's now or never. I love you, Sayori. But that's it now. Those 3 words have been spoken. Really? Really, really. I'm sorry if they came out of the blue or... I love you too, Midas. I was scared that I'd say it too soon, but I didn't want to scare you or anything. I can't help but stifle a slight laugh. That's exactly how I've been feeling. We really are on the same wavelength. She reaches out to wipe a few tears away. Please wipe some for me too. It feels so good to finally be able to say it. It really does. She turns around to face me with tears in her eyes. She slowly leans her face towards mine and we share a kiss. A kiss that feels entirely different to any other kiss we've shared before. Is it because we finally exclaimed our love for each other? Because we're doing the stereotypical thing of kissing under the moonlight? Whatever. We break apart, but our faces remain close. Sayori's voice has lowered to a whisper and our eyes remain closed. She's still shivering a little, but she carries on regardless. I can't believe we're actually in this situation right now. I had dreams about this moment, where we'd get to say those 3 words. We opened our eyes at the same time. I was so scared that this would feel wrong, and that it wouldn't match my expectations. I think it's another reason why I'm scared of saying it too early. I'm so glad we waited for the right moment. Be too, Sayori. It's been all worth it. She laughed softly. I knew there was something about you. Back when we first laid eyes on each other all those years ago. You always made me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I never changed. No matter how many years have passed. It took me a long time to realize my feelings. They were confusing. I didn't know why I find myself smiling for no reason. And even though the rain clouds were there, no matter how hard it rained, you could never put out that tiny little ember. The tiny little ember that was you. Just always there. And then I was... Brr. I need to breathe. And it looks like Mother Nature doesn't care the slightest for romance. The cold winds, which are fairly dormant, have suddenly burst to life. You can continue this at home, don't you worry. Not a bad idea. I laugh and pull her close to me, trying to warm her up. One speedy power walk later, and we're both back at home, savoring the warmth of the room. Luckily, the atmosphere hasn't been disrupted too much. It's much better. Now, what were you saying? She walks up to me and puts her hands on my face. Her thumb slowly massages my chin and her other hand goes up to stroke my hair. I was so scared to fall in love. You told me you liked me. I had no idea how to respond. And as you saw, I panicked. She smiles ruefully. But things are different now. You helped me realize that it was okay to take the chance. That maybe, just maybe, my unhappiness isn't something I should hate. Things aren't entirely perfect, but I'm happy with where I am right now. You should be, Sayori. You've been so brave. You've overcome so much. It's all because of you. You were once a little ember, but you grew into a roaring fire. A fire that I refused to be put out. She kisses me once more. To my surprise, she uses her tongue again. Immediately my heart starts to race. I'm very well aware of what the atmosphere was like when she kissed me like this. And this time there's no one around to interrupt us. I kiss Sayori back just as passionately, that hunger, that sense of urgency, it's all flooding back to the both of us. I need you, Midas. Goosebumps are up over my arms. There's so much more I could say, but I think there's a better way of showing you how I feel. Wait, I need to breathe. I can already hear her over the sound of my heart thumping in my chest. Is this really happening? Are you sure? Her reply is barely a whisper, but the conviction and assurance are so strong it's almost like she shouted it. Yes. Tentatively, her hands start picking at the buttons of my shirt. Her fingers feel warm and soft against my upper body, and I watch with almost bated breath as she undoes each button. Eventually, she undoes the last one and helps me slide the shirt off. I take a deep breath, saving how her hands feel on my bare chest. Are you okay with this? Yeah. I'm just really nervous. I just cried! Not It was really emotional now. Ah, that's okay, me too. She turns around, exposing the zipper in the back of her dress. Wordlessly, I know what I'm expected to do. Before I pull the zipper down, I kiss her slowly across the back of her neck, causing her to moan lightly. Truth be told, I have no idea what I'm doing, but from the sounds she has made, I guess it's working. With the zipper free, Sayori is allowed to wiggle out of her dress, and the faraway part of me understands why she is so cold. The dress off, the only thing she has left is her underwear. I can't help but stare at the sign in front of me. I've never seen Sayori in this state before. You're staring. Duh. I swallow. Can you blame me? You look amazing. She blushes. The flush of red on her face matches her underwear. As she fumbles for my belt, I have to remind myself that this is really happening. The girl I've loved since we were kids is practically naked, standing in front of me, undoing my belt. As the button comes undone, I wriggle out of my trousers. Now we're both standing in just our underwear, both aware of what happens next. We share another kiss, with the majority of our clothes off, the tentative longing we're both emanating, along with the feel of Sayori's kiss on my chest. There's a tender kind of intimacy in the situation that we're both reveling in. It contrasts against the sense of urgency in the moment. With shaking fingers, I lean towards Sayori's back. I feel her under the straps of her bra, but as expected, I have no clue how to undo it. God. She lets out a light giggle. I'm having trouble. It's not like undoing a bra is something I have experience with. Why are these things like a damn Rubik's Cube? They aren't. Here, all you have to do is unhook it like this. My breath catches in my thumb as it finally comes undone. I pull back so I'm in front of her once more. And in one fluid motion, her bra comes free. Wow, you look beautiful. She giggles shyly as she covers up with her arms. Sorry, I know they aren't as big as... I find it hard to laugh. Sorry, I know they aren't as big as yours are. I take her surprise and start kissing her neck, an area that she seems to be particular pleasure from. Feeling a little more daring, I keep going down. Before I know it, I'm gently caressing her breasts in my hands. My tongue gently glides over them. All the while, I'm planting passionate kisses of her chest, causing her moans to grow louder. Doesn't matter. They're great just the way they are. Her hands are gently caressing my hair as I continue kissing her body. Once I started, it's almost impossible to stop. Those sexual urges that have been kept at bay since our first tickle fight finally have free reign, and I'm damned if I stop them. All of my senses are being stimulated right now. The strangely enticing smell of her pheromones, along with the allure of her taste, that's still very weird. The sound of her moans, the sight of her body, it's almost like a sensory overload, but it's not unpleasant in the slightest. I stand up and look her in the eyes. Wordlessly, she slips over the final article, the body of clothing on her body, and I follow suit. Now we're both truly exposed. I should feel vulnerable after all. Who wouldn't when they're naked? But with Sayori, vulnerable would be the wrong word. I feel safe. The intimacy between us is like a warm cocoon. The silence stretches on for what feels like much longer as we take the sight of each other in. The gentle curve of her hips, the smooth allure to her skin, how perking shaping her breasts are, along with the enduring shy expression on her face. This might have been her idea, but it's clear that she's just as nervous as I am. But most of all, actually seeing her like this in such an exposed, intimate state is a slight air of awkwardness, but I guess it's a given. At least we can share the awkwardness with each other. Wait, I don't have any, No! Natsuki, come here! Give us some protection! You know, she nods wordlessly and reaches into her pocket of her dress. Oh, she came prepared. She nods wordlessly and reaches into the pocket of her dress, pulling out a foil package. I raise my eyebrow. What? I just like to plan ahead a little. I decide not to press it given the situation we're in. After fumbling for a few moments, we're set. At this point, I'm already raging. My already raging hormones have decided to take over. I gently push her towards the bed with my lips once separating from hers. Or never once separating from hers. She understands my intentions and wordlessly complies, slowly sinking down. There we go. I sink down with her, resting so that my elbows are on her either side of her, with my hands on either side of her face. My weight rests on my elbows as I slowly maneuver myself so that I'm positioned between her legs. I'm tenderly thumbing her cheeks as I do. Her eyes flutter open and closed. Eventually, I'm at what I think is the right spot. Did you seriously find it that hard to find it? She gives me the tiniest of nods. It's small, but I can read what it says. I'm ready. Doing my best to ignore how lightly my heart is beating, I start to slowly insert myself. She immediately gasps. You okay? I'm fine. I just didn't know what to expect. I can stop if you'd like. She closes her eyes once more, breathing in heavily. It's fine. Keep going. She wraps her arms around my neck and smiles up to me. It's okay. I nod back at her, resuming my position. As I slowly slide myself into her once more, makes a pleasure shoot through my body. This warm, wet sensation is completely foreign to me, but feels absolutely incredible. I involuntarily let out a grunt as this feeling courses through my veins. Sayori moans in satisfaction, squirming slightly underneath me. As I push further, her moans grow louder. I'm all the way inside her at this point, and the feeling has grown stronger and stronger. Sayori slowly starts moving her hips to match the rhythm I'm using. Her movements sync perfectly in mine, causing my breathing to become grand. I've never experienced anything remotely satisfying as this in my entire life. All the while Sayori's chest is gently heaving up and down. Goosebumps are visible on the surface of her skin. There's a flush visible on her face. She's biting her lip in pleasure, the sight of which spurs me on to trying a little faster. That's incredible. Every push inside her feels like heaven. Clearly it's not just me feeling this way, as I can feel Sayori's nails rake down my back. It doesn't hurt her or anything, and I'm glad that she's enjoying it just as much as I am. Eventually, I start to feel some kind of build-up. I know what's coming, and with each thrust I can feel my limit rapidly drawing near. Sayori, there's no stopping now. With one final thrust, I finally surrender. For a few seconds, I lose control of my body as the waves of my pleasure go into dizzying feel levels. Oh my! It's that touch, that little detail. Oh god. Saya also cries out as her body shudders as well. In that moment, we both lose control, surrendering ourselves to nature. Silence broken only by sounds of our panting. I roll off Sayori breathing heavily. A light sheen of sweat is coating the both of us, not surprising given the intense body heat we're sharing. I sit up briefly to dispose of the condom as Sayori slips her underwear back on. I guess she's still a little self-conscious. I smile tenderly at her as she snuggles up to me. Particularly after our climax, it feels incredibly intimate to have her this close to me. I don't know how to break the silence. Luckily, Sayori does it for me. Midas? I love you. I love you too, Sayori. It was absolutely incredible. She giggled softly. It really was. Silence again. It's not uncomfortable though. I'm trying to rack for my brains for what I want to say the most. I think this has been the best day of my life so far. Mine too, Midas. Mine too. The dreamy tone of her voice makes me smile. Oh, Sayori. You're perfect. Literally. There isn't a single thing that I changed about you. She opens out her mouth to protest. On instinct, I know what she's gonna say. Even your depression. I've been so proud of you. You've come such a long way. From opening up, reading to therapy, eventually having the strength to do it alone. I'm so happy that I'm able to been by your side. I know we've only been together for 2 months, but it honestly feels a lot longer. Just a silence for an int. I don't know what to say, Midas, I really don't. Except thank you and I love you. I don't really have imagined doing any of this without you. You're the best boyfriend a girl could ask for. And here I am again. I'm nothing special, it's just... Oh, no. You really are special, Midas. You're just too modest to see it. You've always been so caring and loving towards me. Since day one, you've always made it your mission to put a smile on my face. Something you've always succeeded at. You're the sunshine of my life. The light that's there to guide me through my darkest days. Something that I'll always be grateful for. You haven't just given me a reason to smile. You gave me something I thought I'd forever lost. You gave me hope. Actual, genuine hope. That maybe, just maybe, things might be okay. And I guess that's how our story ends. Well, I said it before I started. I hope that the Sayori route is up to what I expected. And I can say it didn't. It shattered my expectations. That was great. God. Well, Sayori's done with the rain clouds. Yuri is finally not lonely anymore. And well, Natsuki's next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is probably the first time I've ever seen it, but you know, doing this has pretty much been a pleasure. Even though no one is asking me to do it, I myself am happy that I'm able to share this love with you guys. So I hope you guys stick around, because I can assure you, this isn't finished yet. Thank you guys. And this is pretty much... I can't say thank you enough. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all.